Some sports video games manage to take something I wouldn't otherwise care for, like golf, and turn it into something appealing. Golf Story certainly did that for me, but not for the same reasons that What the Golf did. I've given Rhythm Doctor praise for taking a simple idea and using it as a springboard to expand into new and interesting levels, and it's fantastic for that, but What the Golf does it even better. I saw this exact footage earlier and was led to believe for a little bit that this was just some joke physics game or something like Goat Simulator, but thankfully, I sat down with it for a good while a couple of days ago and was really taken aback. What the Golf is a game that uses the word golf more loosely than Twitter uses the word yikes. The golf aspect quickly melts away and you realize that it's more or less a lesson in game design on how far one idea can take you. The only reoccurring theme between all of these stages is being able to launch an object in any direction and decide the strength of doing so. Without spoiling the bigger moments, things quickly become nonsensical and even meta, as you control not only the hole, but the arrow used to aim the golf ball. Some of my favorite stages include these soccer levels that invoke slow motion every time you charge, and these 2D stages, which even for this game get really transformative, with nods to Angry Birds, Flappy Bird, and I can't quite put my finger on what this one is supposed to be, but it's definitely familiar. You might come across a string of stages using the same neat idea, only to feel somewhat sad that that idea is already done with, but you'll feel better knowing that that cool idea was only discarded because the game is so eager to show you the next awesome idea it has waiting around the corner, though you are able to take on 2 harder versions of each level. These harder versions vary from stage to stage, with some of them giving you a limited number of swings, and others changing the layouts completely. Some are clever, others feel like filler. I'm glad that they're getting more mileage out of their content though. There's something to be said for just pure curiosity driving you forward in a game, and that's certainly the case here. Saying it's unpredictable is an understatement, and it's almost assuredly the most unpredictable video game with the word golf in the title. At times, I wanted to pull myself away and play something else, but What the Golf kept me genuinely interested in what weird twist it would try to come up with next, though the context of the world map itself might give you some hints. The overworld itself switches to this flat top-down look that I would have been fine with just using for the entire campaign, but thankfully, the developers had bigger aspirations and wanted to go across multiple styles, though all of them share the same endearing pale green, lineless artwork. Some people have said the look is reminiscent of a lot of other indies out there, and they're not wrong. You only need glance at the Steam or Switch digital stores to see tons of independently made video games all sporting very similar styles, and some of these titles I love, but part of what makes indies so exciting is the amount of risk and experimentation that goes into their visual and gameplay design. Seeing so many of these developers settle on a similar look can diminish some of that spark and remind us of why we don't get as hyped for the samey AAA announcements as much in the first place. On the flip side, the music is definitely noteworthy. At times it's zen-inducing, and at others it comedically mimics the game it's ripping on. It's good background noise too if you ever get tired of music in another title and just want to switch this one on. What the Golf isn't perfect. Far from it. The earlier levels in particular lack some variety and feel like you're going through the same motions as different objects. And with how much better the game quickly becomes, I'm worried people will put this one down before they've had a chance to see the finer things, and watch this title come into its own. But those issues are easily overlooked once you get just a little bit further, and switch from using slow motion to evade soccer players to a glorified 2D platformer and back again. Overall, it's hard not to love What the Golf at least a little bit. It takes its simple, almost mundane premise and stretches it to its absolute extreme, and before any of it can get too stale, it vanishes from existence. Though if you want to ever hop back in, the level editor on Steam is certainly a good incentive. Here's a review I did for Rhythm Doctor. It's a cliche thing to say, but a like and subscription really do go a long way in making this place grow. So if you liked what you saw today, please do so. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.